Yo, 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 we're back.
Four Quarters Pod, we back, baby.
Four Quarters Pod, man. It's been a minute, but we're back at it. Welcome back, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us, kicking with us on this lovely Tuesday night for us, but probably Wednesday for y'all. Hopefully, if y'all listening, you know what I'm saying.
Got some cup ball on tonight.
Got a little NBA Cup action happening at the moment. A lot of college hoops going too right now. It's a great time to be a basketball fan, man. A lot happening.
Let me get this in right quick though. Shout out to Jake on congrats on the engagement, man. Congrats on the engagement.
Appreciate that, man.
We have been doing things while we've been away, man. We've been
true. Life's happening over here. You know what I'm saying? So
congrats to Jenny and Jake, man.
No, that's love. I appreciate that, man. That's much love. No, for real. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. First quarter. Talking about these Lakers, man. Timberwolves beat the Lakers last night, 109-80. That's a Monday night loss. LeBron had a tough night. He had 10, 8, and 4 assists, 4-16 from the field. Lakers bench only had 22 points. Can't happen. We need more scoring from the bench.
Yeah.
80 was real pedestrian, 12, 11, and 5. So Lakers fall to 12-9. We had a great little start off the beginning of the year. We kind of slowed down a little bit for sure. We're definitely a better home team. It's funny, at this time last year, Darvin Ham was also 12-9.
Yeah, I saw that.
So let me ask you this, B-Ray. So far, has the JJ experiment worked for you so far?
For the most part, I'll say it's worked. It's gone a little better than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some of the things that I did though expect to kind of like not be able to do anymore on like a Ham team, like those 20-point comebacks. Like, this team go down 20. It's bad. Yeah, they don't have that makeup and chemistry of that type, but they weren't constructed like that.
Right.
The coaching is not into that. The coaching is very about being efficient on offense and things like that. So when the offense sputters, they kind of like don't have any answers a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, I agree. Look, it's the exact same team we had last year. We made no real changes. The roster didn't really move at all. So, I don't know what we really expected as a team-wise to be much better. Literally we have the exact same record as we did last year. The same issues we had last year we're kind of falling into again. Bench isn't giving us any production. AD was great to the beginning of the year. He's kind of fallen off a little bit the last couple of nights.
Yep.
Not really being as aggressive as he kind of once was in the first 10 games of the year. Bron's been great for the beginning of the year, but
hitting the
father time is starting to creep up a little bit. Listen, he's the man's 38, 39 years old. He had 4. He was doing stuff he'd never done in his career. Beginning of the season, 3 or 4 triple doubles in a row. This time of year is where it gets real monotonous. The games 20 to about 50. Yeah. It gets real tough on them road trips playing at Utah and at Detroit. And so it gets a little harder to get up for those games.
It's a little bit of a race to Christmas and to the All-Star break.
100%. 100%. It's like who can stay afloat? Who can stay afloat and who can, stay in contention. But LeBron started off great and he's definitely slowed down a little bit. I think he's a little fatigued. He can't carry us like he once did.
Right.
I think he said at the beginning of the year he wanted to play all 82 games, and I think JJ was like, I don't think that's helpful for him or our team at this point in his career. Yeah. He's going to have to take some nights off just if you want him to be big in those big games. He's not going to be able to do it for us every night.
If you want an April, May, June run, I don't know your Tim Duncan guys can't play. Historically, we don't see that,
Yeah, it's just hard, especially at his age. We've never seen anyone do this at his age to begin with. So, we're already in uncharted territory.
One nod, you asked about the coaching difference. One nod I will give JJ. Ham did have a little bit more of a complete roster to start on his stretch. I think Vando was available. Wood was available. So pretty much without your best defender to kind of be in the same spot more or less.
Speaking of that, what's up with Vando? Is we gonna get an update on him?
Update came out today. It said January.
What update?
It said January.
January.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So it's got knee fluid, but you got surgery on your foot.
I'm confused on what the injury is at this point.
It was a foot thing. Now it's a knee.
He's been out for so long. Right? I forgot what he even does.
Yeah.
It's he's been gone for so long.
It's tough. It's a tough spot because he was such an integral part of that run, that initial playoff run, going through Memphis and all of that, and You need somebody like that. If it's not gonna be him, let us know so they could.
Right, we can get off that contract and get somebody else. But
the other good thing I'll say for the West from as a whole, nobody's really running away in the West quite yet.
Very true.
Teams that started hot, like the Lakers and Warriors, who put together some 4 or 5 game stretches, have also dropped some 4 or 5 game stretches. So, you wanna like ease into it and get hot at the right time. But
100%. You just don't want to fall too far where you're out the playoff.
Not in the West.
Not in the West.
It looks like 50 might just get you a play-in ticket.
At this rate. It's real tough out west right now. I mean, the Warriors were top of the West. They dropped 3, 4, and now they 4th, 5th already. Like it turns quick on you. So you got to be on your P's and Q's in the West. So I agree with you. I think one thing I will give JJ as well is that our offense looks just way more fluid than it did in the last 2 years. Organized. We have go-to sets. Yeah. We get our shooters open. We need to get our shooters open. Our out-of-bounds plays are a lot better. Yeah. We just look more organized as a unit, and we have principles and philosophies that we're running, and as we have something that we follow, which is nice to see. Yeah. One thing I will say is that we're a bad third quarter team, boy. Yeah. We're a bad third quarter team right now. And I don't know what it is or why we're coming out so bad after the half, but we got to figure that out.
I think when you have like a power guard, point guard, whatever you want to call it, point forward, like a LeBron, there's a fine line of set basketball and just when do I just run some high pick and roll with AD? Right. I think that's what I'm kind of seeing. And when we get slugged down, it's like that set basketball is good, but it could bore guys a little bit playing in
for sure. 100%.
It reminds me of the triangle a little bit when we would go in those slumps and Phil wouldn't call timeouts. He'd be like, y'all not running it. Y'all not. Yeah. I'm not running the offense. Yeah. So, I mean, y'all going to go down 15, I guess. So
y'all run a set. We'll get a bucket you running the offense. But
so.
That is true. We do get into those laws where we just get dribble possession heavy, bro. LeBron would just dribble the ball on top of the key for 10, 12 seconds. Right. We'll do a couple pick and rolls and we get nothing out of it and then get a contested corner 3. That's tough.
And when you play in a set offense and a system, you have to be kind of locked in the whole game because that wing pass to the curl off might not be there. So you got to know the next option off of that. The guy that's not getting the Dalton, when you're not getting that off the curl and the pin down, you got to know, okay, let me slip back door, cut back. You got to kind of know these things within the set.
I think that's what JJ's kind of implementing slowly is if the set breaks down, here's the backup to the actions we're gonna run. Yeah. It's going to take some time to develop because you look at the team like the Warriors who have probably the best fluid offense in the league when it comes to just ball movement and player movement. There's always a backdoor cut. Yep. Yeah, someone's not open, there's a backdoor cut. Every time the ball goes in the post, a split action. Either you're getting a 3 off it or you're getting a slip. You're getting a curl. You're getting a dribble handoff. They have so many different actions all in the same play. You know what I mean? Yeah. They have 10 plays that look the same that do different things. And I think you have to just work your system into that and we'll get there eventually, but it's going to take a couple years, you know what I mean, to get the players you want, to get in the right spot, to know when to cut, when not to cut. It takes time.
And let's see if the Lakers hold true to that because their whole thing was we want to do a program, Duke thing. So you got to give the coach
time.
To do that.
Got to give them time. Yeah. And with us saying that, what are we going to do with the Bron situation? I think Bron is on his last 2 or 3 years. Yeah. I think he has 2. I think he has a year or 2 left for sure. 3 will be pushing it. Yeah. 3 will be pushing it. I think that not this year, but maybe next year will be his last year. So just the way he even talks in interviews, I think he's just getting mentally drained, bro. It's tough.
Well, he said he's not going to be one of these guys that sticks around at 12, 13 a night. So that means you're going to retire when you're averaging, 25 essentially. So it could happen.
That's my thing too. Because I don't see LeBron doing the D-Wade route, bouncing on team, bouncing around different teams. No, that's not going to happen. He's going to go out, as LeBron. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to go out as LeBron James still. As he should.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he maybe does one more year. But if he does one more year next year, we doing the LeBron farewell tour. That's going to hold up all the progress for us for a year. You know what I mean? And then a lot of things you got to think about if you're talking about building a potential team down the line, having these older stars on our team right now. Yep. So
it's tricky.
It's very tricky.
It may be the hardest thing to do from a management standpoint is building and trying
to win at the same time. It's almost impossible to do.
Yeah.
Because you really can't have both. Like if you do have both, you have a spoil of riches and it's only going to last so long. Because even them young guys don't have to get paid at some point.
Yeah.
Like OKC's going to be in that spot in about 2-3 years. Like OKC's like, we got to win now. Because in 2-3 years, we're not going to be able to pay Chet, Jalen Williams.
Right. The other Jalen Williams.
The other Jalen Williams. You know what I mean? They got Caruso over there now. They're going to be able to afford everybody at one point. Like
Isaiah Joe going to want a little
Isaiah
something.
Joe, he going to want some money.
Yeah.
Because they're all playing so well. Like, other teams are going to put their money out there for him. Like,
sure.
There's a reason KCP got his money over there in Orlando. Like, when you win, you're valued a lot higher.
When you win and you have a skill set the league is looking for, you can hit the three and guard a couple positions.
100%. We'll take you over here in Detroit. Like, we're trying to build something over here. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll see what happens. Speaking of teams trying to build and figure things out, the Timberwolves, okay? Yeah. They're now 10-10. Yeah. Have been very inconsistent. And said last week that teams kind of being like front runners a little bit. They can't really talk to each other. Julius Randle's averaging 21, 7, and 4. I think the Wolves should have traded Rudy Gobert over Cat in hindsight. I didn't think that trade was the right move at the time.
You were all over it early. You didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I just didn't think, like, why would you go to a Western Conference final and then break it all up? Like, give it another year. Yeah. You're all still young. You had nobody, like, you didn't have any Bronze or ADs on your team who were like on the clock. You know what I mean? You had some time.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you think of the Drew Randle T. Will so far?
I tend to agree with you. I think the fit was going to be a little funky from jump. Cat and Nas are pretty much all in line on what you look for in a front court NBA guy, big guy today.
Right.
So to split that up, I mean, I don't know what went through that. It's a little.
I didn't see it.
It's a little Jokic fear. Maybe you say, I gotta have Rudy, but that's an expensive matchup. That's a lot of money to pay a guy, and they read him up again for 3.
I know.
3-year max. So
it's not like he stopped Jokic. The dude had 36, 12, and 14 or something.
Let alone Jokic. You know, it's gonna be some Alpi matchups where he got cooked by Alpi this year.
Right.
You know, so it's like, you know, is that's an expensive matchup to pay for. The only thing I could come up with is remember that exec for many came from Denver.
Right.
So maybe he's just so in awe, and sometimes that happens. Guys just have so much respect for a player, like, you know, I gotta have this matchup for you. Right. You know, so it's like, but I agree with you though, because it's weird. It's weird when I say this, but you almost want to use Julius and Ant in a same manner.
Right.
So it's not a lot of space.
It's not a lot of space.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Julius Randle isn't a good cutter. Like Ant so far in his career isn't a great cutter. Like Ant don't get back doors. Julius Randle don't get back. They're bully ball, ISO, face up.
Driving kick.
I'm gonna take 3-4 dribbles and I'm gonna get to my spot and I'm gonna make a play. Like that's both their games. I'm not saying Julius Randle is Anthony Edwards. I'm saying that they have a similar type of
usage.
Of game. Yeah, usage. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. So I just didn't see the fit. I thought Cat was a great fit with Ant because he spotted up. He was cool with somewhat being a second option some nights because he's a shooter. Like if he's hot, cool, I'm shooting. If I'm not, I can read on the ball and, you know, pick my spots. And then I think the reason Cat and Gobert work is because there was one inside, one was outside. Like Cat can go inside, but that's not what he wants to do. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to live in that paint. Like Rudy Gobert stays in that paint because he can't do nothing else. Like he's a statue down there.
Yeah.
He's just taking up space.
Absolutely.
So, like, it's a tough spot because there's really not any space out there for him. And their shooting isn't as good as it was because they lost one of the best shooters on their team.
Yeah, yeah. Especially at a pivotal position because when you have that stretch forward, it just
changes everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Opens the floor up. You can't double Ant as much or, like, you know what I mean? Because that swing is an automatic 3-ball.
Yeah.
You know, so, like.
And a late contest on a footer is. You know,
and he can put the ball on the ground and you know, make a move. Like it's not like he's immobile. Like he's an all-star and shit. He's nice. Cat doesn't get the respect he deserves because he got the whole voice change and all that. People think he's soft. That boy give you 35 and 12. Don't get it twisted.
He's giving you about 26 and 12 in New York right now. So
he's doing just fine over there in New York.
Yeah.
So now on the other side, I think for New York, it made a little more sense.
Yeah.
I think to get rid of Julius because I think they had to move on. Like it wasn't really working. He had his chance. But I also wanted to give that a shot as well, though. I want to see the Nova boys for 20 games, see how it looked.
I wanted to see that, but similar because Dante's out in that package, right?
I know.
But similar, I think maybe New York saw what we're saying about Minnie because similar with Julius and Jalen Brunson, it's a similar usage. They were before Brunson got there, Julius was your driving kick guy, you know, in the mid-range, taking the tough twos and the game winners, you know, on the wing. So there's not a lot of space for two guys, especially one of them is a little bit of a bull, you know.
No, I get the Julius move completely.
Yeah.
And I get why you had to package Dante because you're not Julius for Cat isn't the fair trade. So I do get that trade. I just wish both teams gave both those chances to give those teams like 20 games before we started making moves. I agree. We both had great runs. Knicks got hurt late. They didn't even have half their squad down the line. Right. Let's see what we can do real quick with what we got. And then if it's not working, 15 games in, we can always move pieces around.
Yeah.
I'm sure that trade could still happen mid-season if it didn't happen in the offseason. You know what I mean? It's a very easy mid-trade season thing you can do.
And one note about trades, like when you look at the Dante aspect, you got to be careful because sometimes what if you bring a guy, he was in New York, now he's in Minnie, and he feels a little like it's not the same. So you got to be careful with that too.
Yeah, it's like I'll tell you for a fact, the Garden and Minneapolis are not the same.
Yeah,
it's two different levels of basketball height.
The Target Center
Target Center not hitting like the Garden, boy. I mean, I think everyone knows that.
You're right.
But I mean, I get it. It was tough.
Yeah,
both
he hasn't adapted as well as people thought that would kind of be like a hand in glove fit, which on paper it is.
It is.
But when you get to these intangible, mental things that getting traded,
it's a lot. It's a lot more than what's on paper. That's for sure. Basketball is a lot more about intangibles and getting fit and getting how guys get along and all that kind of shit. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be an interesting end of the year. We got a lot of good games coming up.
You have any early West favorites? And
we'll do that next because next second quarter we're talking about the West standing. So we'll get to that next. Okay. All right, y'all. We'll be back in a second.
All right.
Where'd my mouse go? Here it is. Welcome back. Second quarter.
Quarter two.
All right, so let's get into the NBA standings, man. It's been a very interesting beginning of the season. We're about 22, 23 games in so far. December 3rd to be exact on today we're recording. So far, what's over with the East? Because the East is pretty quick, pretty easy to decide who to talk about in the East.
Yeah.
You got Cleveland, 19-3. Nobody saw this coming.
No.
Nobody. I didn't think they'd be this good ever, I would say. Yeah. They're hooping.
Yeah.
They're rolling on all cylinders right now.
I mean, again, we just talked about paper, but but on paper they have everything.
They do.
They had everything last year. I think
another injuries.
Another year of continuity, maybe perhaps.
New coach.
New coach came from the Warriors staff. And I do see them. They're playing a lot more of that split with Jared and Mobley, and they're playing a little quicker.
They're playing a lot faster. I saw Draymond say on his podcast that that ball was humming. That shit was snapping, moving around. Like they're playing a way different kind of basketball than more like you see in the past, where it's a lot more drive for threes. Like they're gonna get the threes up regardless, but now it's just more of it's more organized chaos than it is before.
And when you have two guards in your backcourt like that can kind of shifty on the catch. You don't know if they're gonna shoot. They're gonna get in that lane.
There's Garland
and Mitch. Tough. That's a good offense to run. You wanna be on your heels.
Yeah, Garland's tough. He's definitely one of the more underrated guards in the league.
I like Garland a lot.
He just has to. I want to show up. Just sometimes when I watch him on the big TNT games, he has a bad night. It's like, damn. Yeah. You can't, I wish you had those good nights where he be on League Pass. He be going crazy.
Yeah.
And one TNT game against you want to have a 2 for 18 game. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he's nice. He a problem. He's shifty as hell, quick. Got a 3-ball.
Got a little edge to him too. I like.
Yeah. I like his game a lot. He got game. Second, you got Boston. No one's surprised about that.
Yeah.
Virginia's just got back. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about them at all. They're going to be in the top 1 or 2 teams in the East the entire year. I I see them probably end up getting to the 1 seed at some point. They're 17-4, 1 game behind Cleveland, so they're right there. Third, you go Orlando, playing well.
Wow.
15-6. Doing
Orlando
this so far without Paolo.
without Paolo. Yeah.
He been out. He's gonna be out probably another, I think, 3-4 weeks.
And in that notion, Franz Wagner is playing amazingly well. He's like a 24-8-5 guy.
Dangerous. That step back against the Lakers was nasty.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of sent the Lakers into a spiral since that shot.
Yeah, ever since that, we haven't kind of recovered.
Yeah.
He's tough. He's tough.
Logo game at Staples is you. That's
that'll work.
Yeah, you start to make a name for yourself a little bit.
Yeah, people start looking at you like a little different. Like, okay, hold on, this guy got a little. Especially now that Paolo's gone, like he's taking a whole new step to his game. So wait till Paolo gets back. It's gonna be dangerous over there.
His assist numbers
he can pass that thing.
Yeah. I look at his game logs. He's like 8, 6, 7, 8. You know, so
the Magic are quietly gonna be floating around that 3-4 seed all year. And when Paolo gets back next year, top of the year next year, they're gonna be scary, bro. I wouldn't want to fuck with them because don't forget, like they have a first of all, they play defense. They lock up. Jalen Suggs over there lock up. Paolo plays good defense. Franz plays solid defense. Both Wagner brothers play good defense. Cole Anthony's solid over there. KCP lock up over there. You know what his pedigree is.
I think Anthony Black's going to end up being.
Anthony Black's very good, very good. Player, yeah. They have a very good little team over there.
And they're interchangeable.
Yes,
I mean
they're all young and they be flying around.
Yeah. If I take out Suggs, Anthony Black kind of does similar stuff. If I take out Anthony Black, KCP kind of does that stuff too. So it's
they have like interchangeable lanky athletic guards. Like they have like 3 or 4 Jalen Suggs guys on that team. Like there's like 3 of them.
And then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, damn, Jonathan Isaac's still on this team. At 6'10", he been in the league forever. He been the next KD forever. And he just come in and you're like, oh shit, they about to just put him on Bron, like
he hit a couple threes or some shit, a tip jam. Yeah, no facts. It's gonna be rocking over there in Orlando, boy. It's gonna be rocking over there. But next we got the Knicks, 13-8. They're starting to pick it up a little bit. They're 7-2 at home. They're starting to pick it up a little bit.
Tough schedule off the bat, but when you got a Tibbs team, I think you expect them to grind it out anyway.
8-2 over the last 10 on a 3-game win streak. They're looking all right. Milwaukee's finally climbed their way out that hole. They're 11-9 now, 7-game win streak, 9-1 the last 10.
Wow.
They've been hooping. Giannis has been on a goddamn tear the last 7-8 games.
Yeah, Giannis cold.
He's ridiculous.
He's cut from that mold. He starts to take it personal a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely cut from that cloth, boy. Yeah. He's definitely cut from that cloth. He's tough. 6, you got the Hawks, 11-11. This is where it gets to like the East. After 5 seeds, just fall off the map.
Drop off, yeah.
One team I'm surprised it isn't as good as Indiana. They're 9-13 right now. Which is surprising.
It is.
3 games on a 3-game skid. Like
they were one of the better scoring teams last year. I think sometimes that could be a little unsustainable playing at that pace if you don't have the right pieces, maybe, or the right buy-in. I think we saw it with the Kings a little bit last year. From the year before, played the Warriors in the playoff. Was probably one of the best offense in the league. Pace and maybe a little fatigue after a year playing like that.
Yeah,
and mixed with some scouting report now. A whole year of film on you. Okay, you guys were to put up 113 this year, last year. So Tyrese, could be a little bit of, hey, a lot of guys didn't feel like you should have had a USA spot.
Yeah, it's looking like that right now. They're coming at his neck right now.
Yeah. So I think that's part of it as well.
Yeah,
that's the leader, and they're gonna go.
You gotta play better. You gotta play better.
They're gonna you got a guy that can get you 13, 14 assists, and he ain't doing it. You're gonna miss a lot of offense.
Yeah, that's very true. So it's rocking for them right now. So after that, the East is very top heavy as usual. Getting to the West, we got OKC at the 1 spot, 16-5. Houston at the 2, 15-6.
Wow.
Memphis at the 3, 14-7. Golden State at the 4, 12-7. Dallas is 5-13-8, which is they were like the 10 seed like 2 weeks ago. They're rolling right now. The Clippers are the 6 seed. Phoenix is 7, Lakers 8, Denver 9, and San Antonio is 10.
Wow. So
Minnesota's 11, and the Kings are 12.
If we take that 7 through 10, that play-in, I mean, the NBA has got to be kind of like licking their chops over that play-in right now.
It's ridiculous.
Like
you got
Denver
Bron versus
Lakers,
KD, and then you got Jokic versus Wemby. Like, what are we talking about?
like yeah,
That's insane.
The West, man. I mean, stars tend to gravitate to that coast, to the West Coast.
Yeah,
More,
buddy.
Warmer states and stuff. So
there's some juggernauts over here, boy. OKC is no joke. They're doing this without Chet right now, anyways. So wait till he gets back. Wait till he gets back. They're gonna be a problem. Houston is a surprise for me of the year.
You know, I like Alpi.
I do too. Look, looking at the roster, I like their team.
Yeah.
And you forget how good of a coach. What's my man's name over there?
Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka. You forget how good of a coach he was because after the whole scandal and shit that happened, you forget that was in the finals. Like you forget because all this Twitter make you forget shit quick. Yeah. But that boy can coach. Clearly, he's hooping over there. So you forget how good of a coach he is, and they're thriving over there, boy. You got Dylan Brooks over there locking up.
They take on a lot of the coach's personality. When Ime played for the Spurs, 3-and-D, wing, tough. I don't care if Kobe giving me 40, I'm gonna still be under his jersey talking, like
right.
So they carry themselves like that. And that goes a long way. When you're trying to compete every night, that goes a long way. Especially when you got younger guys.
Especially in this league.
And
every night is anybody's night to night. So that's all. Some of those nights can get you a couple extra wins.
Yes.
But like they're a tough bunch. I mean, Memphis is back in the third seed because Ja's back doing his thing.
Yeah. Shout out Ja because he don't ever really get talked about enough. But every time he's available for Memphis, they're gonna be a playoff team.
They're gonna be a top 5 seed in the West every time he's on the roster. He's that good.
And if he gets you closer to 70 games rather than like 50, probably should be an MVP candidate.
100%. 100%. Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he would have a chance most seasons because he leads his teams just to wins. It don't matter what he's doing there, he's winning games. Golden State had a very hot start the year off. I like what I saw from Golden State, but it also had to do with their schedule. They had a very easy first 10 games or so. Had a tough stretch, played well throughout that. Lost the last 4. It's a league. I mean, I'm not gonna can't get high, can't get high, can't get too low. It happens on any team. But
they're also, I mean, they're also so tried and true. I mean, they're probably, they're a team that you tread water, and then if they end up around the dance, no one
you don't want to play them.
Excited to play the Warriors in the postseason, in a postseason
100%.
setting. So
100%.
And man, when you got number 30, man,
you're never out of nothing.
Yeah, you're not exactly.
You're never out of it.
And so, and he had a stretch where he was out too. So that
he was out for a little bit. He's been in and out. He's dealing with some apparently some knee tendonitis. Apparently, is what he was saying. He says it's gonna come with age, man. Like as you get older, a little more things pop up here and there, and like you gotta deal with it. He said he has to like sit out some games now, so like it's not something that doesn't linger down the line. You know what I mean? Because that's something that can just linger for a while. Speaking of the devil, he hit another 3. But yeah. So the Warriors they're in a solid spot. Dallas has really stepped it up in the last 10 games or so. They won the last 4. They're 8-2 in the last 10.
Luka's getting back on D a little more. He's not nagging as much. It helps a lot. It
helps a lot. It helps a lot. Kyrie is Kyrie. Unbelievable. Yeah. I haven't looked at Klay's numbers. He started off pretty well. I think he's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
He has his moments.
With that backcourt's play style, look, it's not like it sounds good in theory, like, oh, Klay's gonna have 30 shots a game. It's like it don't really not really.
Not realistically, no.
Yeah. But he's been better than what they've had in that knockdown spot, which was Tim Hardaway really these last couple of years. So
yeah, he's definitely been better than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. Phoenix 7, Clippers 6, Phoenix 7. I think Phoenix just been kind of KD got hurt. They kind of fell off a little bit. Him and Bradley Beal both got hurt. Yeah. One of them are Nick. They're not the same team.
They're an issue though. When all 3 of them are, oh man.
One to play put them either, especially this year with them having another year under their belt.
Yeah.
They're scary. So San Antonio's 10, and Wemby's been going crazy the last, I say, couple weeks.
Yeah.
He's averaging 24, 10, 3.5 blocks over the season. I think
Yeah.
Chris Paul getting over there was probably the best thing that's probably going to happen for his career.
Yeah.
Especially the early part of his career. Just get a real vet, true vet, who is willing to like teach you and like the ins and outs and the nuances of the game.
Them other little guards too, the Steph Castles of the world and the Devin Vassell's, you know.
Not even to think about like what the Castle and the best
Yeah.
and the Vassell's of the world are like really learning from Chris Paul.
How that translates to Wemby. Like, hey, y'all need to,
like,
you know,
you can see it already. Like you can see it already how much like more efficient they're moving around. They're in their spots. Like Castle's like a whole. He's been in the league for 23 games. In the first 9 games, he was whatever, and he looked a whole different dude the last 13 games.
Yeah,
He's looked unreal. He's
something funny with that. They want to call Castle and Wemby Area 51.
I saw that. That's hilarious. It's not bad. It's not
good.
bad.
That's good. I like
not
that.
bad.
Man, let's bring more nicknames and stuff back, man.
Yeah,
the league,
nicknames back, bro. I love. Yeah. We need that stuff back.
Everybody want to go by their initials and their name. Everybody cool.
Yeah.
I'm in. You know. I'm JT. Like, you know, you just JT, huh? Like, yeah. Like,
that's facts.
Nigga.
Yeah, bro. Not everybody can be Bron, KD, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, like,
all right. You can all
Book,
have a nickname.
I'm just Book. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious. It's early, but do you think those Spurs can make the playoffs or a play-in?
I think I'm almost say they're a lock to be in the play-in situation.
Really? Okay.
I'm gonna say a lock to be in the play-in situation.
I'm gonna ask you this: you said they're a lock, but below them right now is Minnesota at 10-10, and you got Sacramento, who's been surprisingly bad at 9-12.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Sac out because now this is y'all second year in a row mulligan. Now where it's kind of like y'all not living up to that Warrior playoff game 7.
Right.
Second year in a row now. It's kind of like we can't really take y'all that serious.
That's tough too, because De'Aaron Fox is so goddamn good.
It's tough, right?
It's tough.
And with the DeMar acquisition,
yeah, you think it'd be better,
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna lock the Spurs in just because of like what we just talked about with the CP edition. I think that one thing we got to consider too. Pop has been out.
True. And hope Pop get well. Get well soon, Pop.
Get well soon, Pop. As one of the greats of the game. If he gets back on that sideline, I think that city, that organization, that stadium, that team will have kind of a different feel that they haven't really had something to play for in a long time. You know,
that's a good point. If he comes back, there'll be a whole new life in that team.
Yeah, it's a whole new life. Sometimes that stuff matters. It's the energy you have around your team and stuff. So when Pop come back, and you know, I think CP, I like what they got, man. I like what they got.
Yeah,
I like what they got.
I agree.
Steph only gonna get better. Steph Castle.
True, he's a problem. Yeah. I like his game a lot. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, it's early in the year, but got a lot of good hoops to come. But yeah, we're gonna have halftime. We'll be back in a second.
Wemby in a play-in game this year. Book it.
Hey, you heard it here first. 4 quarters, man. Wemby in the play-in game. Remember, December 3rd. We called it first. December 3rd. All right, y'all. We'll be back in a second. Peace. Yo. Back from half. Let's get it. So third quarter, man. So let's mix it up. Let's go to as my dad would call it, the JV. College basketball.
Okay. The JV of serious hoops.
The JV of serious hoops. Talking about college basketball, man. Thanksgiving time is always a great time about college basketball. All the tournaments happening. The Mountain Invitational. You got the one in the Bahamas. You got the NIT, the pre-NIT Classic, I think, in New York. They have a whole bunch of different new ones now. So there's a whole bunch of games on over the last couple of weeks.
It's great. You get a ton of matchups that like you're not gonna get in the middle of the year usually. So it's a great time to like for those teams to meet up and kind of see where you
the talent. Kind of measure yourself and see the talent out there and see like, you know, who's kind of lives to the hype with all these early rankings and stuff. And so far, there have been some blunders. Let's just say that to say the least. I would say college basketball this year is probably the most even it's been in a long, long time. I think the last couple of years you thought you knew UConn was kind of the favorite. They had the kind of the best team, especially last year, bringing everybody back.
Kansas
And
been in
then
that mix last few
Kansas
years.
been there. Yeah, Baylor in there a couple of years.
Yeah.
So there've been some kind of
Duke.
some better teams that you kind of knew had the better talent. I think this year is kind of just there's dudes all across the board this year. Like
Yeah.
it don't matter where you're at. There's a dude at Bowling Green. I remember I showed you that video who
Yeah,
hitting
yeah,
them
yeah,
dirt
yeah, yeah.
fadeaways.
Big guy.
He a
Marcus.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a problem. So
Yeah.
there's dudes all over the country right now hooping right now. One team that is not hooping are my boys. U of A.
Man.
We're not looking good right now.
We talked about it, man.
Listen, man, as a former player, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch right now.
Yeah.
We're 3-4. I don't think we've ever been since I've been in Arizona. We've never been 3. We've never been below 500 ever,
No.
like ever,
No.
not once.
Used to starting the year 3-0, 4-0, 5-0.
100%. Like so, this is an uncharted territory right now for us. I mean, in the last like 10, 15 years. I just don't think we got the recruits that we used to get, man. We were talking about this last time, a couple days ago. We don't got the boys that we used to have. Like, we don't got the Rondays, the Stanleys, the Nick Johnsons,
AG.
the AG. Like, we're not getting those guys anymore. Now, Tommy Lloyd was the international guy in Gonzaga. Like, that's what he did. Like, that was his role. So we're going to get a lot more of those international recruits, which is fine. We had those when I was at Zona all the time. We had Dusan. We had some guys.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can base and live or die off the overseas guys. It's not the NBA. No. You got to have a little bit of mixture of some of the guys in the States who can really get out the mud. You know what I mean? We don't got that right now.
No, I agree. We talked about it. I mean, the teams that you were accustomed to that you were on, these are being quite honestly built in the opposite image of that. Really,
basically,
you know, he's trying to play Tommy Lloyd. He's trying to play the spread out, kind of drive and kick spread. I haven't really seen a college team really win like that.
It's hard.
You have to have some type of backside post up action sets, like drive. I don't know. So,
unless you got a top 5 pick on your team.
Yeah,
who's a guard like that? It's gonna be tough to win that spread offense and be successful because you gotta have guys who can make shots on a nightly basis.
Yeah,
like college. One thing about college basketball is like it's one of the most inconsistent like games because these are college kids and like the pressure and the coaching and like there's so much that goes into college basketball. The more that people think like you're starting the night, but you got a 5-star behind you. You can't have a bad night, and you have a bad night, and now you get taken out for any little thing you do. Like sometimes coaches got short leashes, and like that can mess up a kid's confidence. Like so many things go into it. You're not playing the right role. You're on the wrong position. All this kind of different stuff. So like you're gonna be inconsistent.
Especially if you're trying to play spread shoot basketball, then you definitely don't want to tug guys too much. And
exactly, you can't have a quick leash because like that's how we play. We're supposed to take shots to make shots. Like, but you got to make more than we're taking right now.
Right.
We're taking way too many shots and missing.
And here's the kicker was on the. Not only you're probably not hitting as much as you would like. They, the guys that you're getting, they're not really going to give you anything on the wing defensively and stuff like that either. So it's like,
I don't know. I don't know what our offense is right now. We don't really have an offense. I don't know what we're running. I mean, like, I know I say that knowing because like before when it was Miller, I knew the plays and the sets. I knew what we were running. But like now, I can't even like try and scout it because I don't even know what's really going on. We don't have a fluid motion. Like when the play breaks down, there's no backup. Like we just stand and freeze and like now what?
It's very Euro. I think I heard Kobe say it in an interview one time. It's like guessing basketball. Like I'm gonna drive and kick and whoever it's like the Houston Rockets ball, D'Antoni. It's like you didn't design that 3 to be open. That's just what the defense gave you.
Right. It's not sustainable.
So
it can only take you so far. So I think we need to
have stuff where this is what we do. We're getting to this. We should be able to get to the free throw line off of this. We should be able to. This should be open. This will be open.
Right. It's tough because I don't know how you change that in the middle of the season. Like it's hard to change your offense now. Like, you've been practicing this shit since October.
You built your roster to be a certain way.
Right. So like, and the thing about our schedule, it's only gonna get tougher because we have one of the toughest schedules in the country this year, and we're in a tough ass conference in the Big 12. And I don't think the players in the school gets how much traveling we're gonna have to do more because we're going across the country now. Some of these games in the snow and shit, that's gonna be a factor. Like that's gonna be a factor. Like these kids are gonna be tired as hell flying from Zona to Kansas and it's in the snow, and then you don't have to go to Kansas State the next night, but your plane frozen, so you gotta stay and wait for 4 a.m. and then fly out. Like
and then you gotta run and bang with these Big 12 boys that these schools
are used to
recruit.
this.
These schools have historically recruited Big 12 basketball.
That's
That's
what they
another
do.
fundamental issue with Tommy Lloyd in Arizona is that we're still kind of on our Pac-12 recruiting kind of kick with the Euro and the so we haven't even really got our feet wet in Big 12
first year of
nation
the
yet.
conference.
Yeah.
It's gonna get very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a hell of a first 2 years, last couple of years in the Pac, like most wins in the first 2 years as a head coach or something in D1 history. Like he can coach.
Okay.
He can coach.
I know that. Yeah.
It's just like you said, we're not in the Pac no more. Like we're going to a whole new ball game, and like we got to make sure we got the dudes that can box with these kind of guys.
And it's only got a standard. It ain't.
Oh yeah, we don't take losing
Sweet 16s
like that.
and just Sweet 16 and just make the tournament and maybe an Elite 8 here or there. Like they.
We're trying to make some runs.
Yeah.
Like the one thing people can say whatever they say what they want about Miller. That boy can recruit his ass off though.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say about the guy paying players, but I don't give a damn. The man can recruit. All that bullshit because all the players getting paid now and no one's saying nothing. But we was doing it before it was going on, and that's why we was nice.
And a credit to those teams is that Miller got them to play his brand of basketball.
Yeah.
As tough and hard as it was, like y'all was bought in on what type of team y'all were. Y'all knew it was gonna be hard. You knew it was gonna be
defensive team first.
Squeeze them up all game, and everybody bought in. So
and you have to have that in college. Speaking of buy-in, I don't think UConn has a lot of buy-in going on over there.
Wow.
It's not looking good. The boys went 0-3 in Maui. 0-3 in Maui. Hurley said in his press conference he ain't doing no more preseason tournaments.
Hey. He said, I'm only playing in big stadiums, and I'm not messing with no refs from the Midwest.
That was crazy.
If you're not a ref from New York or LA or a big city, I can't mess. That was crazy.
He's spiraling. He's spiraling right now.
A little bit.
He's spiraling a little bit. It's tough to go from the top of the mountain to where he's at.
And you did make a good point from a coaching perspective. Let's give him a little grace and say
you
lost Donovan Klingen, you lost Castle. They had a guy that just went off in the G League, Cam Spencer
for 50. Yeah, I've seen that. USC boys.
So you lose a guy like you losing some big guys. I get it, but there's something there. Yeah, there's something there. You go winless in a tournament, and you're the defending 2-time champs.
It's one thing to go winless. Like the first 2 games were tough. Like lost by 2 or whatever, and they on a bad call. That was terrible over the back call. I will say that. So you lose on that. That's tough. The next game you lose again on a close game, 4-6 point game, whatever. It's the game 3 when you get blown up by 30. That's when you know something's up. Something's up. You lose that. You know what I mean? You can lose most ones. That's fine.
And the composure. I mean, the double ejections.
You can have it.
Yeah. I mean,
you can have it.
Because now, if you're talking Dan Hurley, now you are in the echelon of Coach K and Bobby, your family, Bobby Hurley and Bob Knight and Calipari. So we're not used to seeing, Bruce Pearl. We're not used to seeing these guys, Boheim, right? You don't see Boheim get thrown out of back-to-back games, right?
Yeah.
Like
Bill Self, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Self. Yeah. Like, Izzo's not getting thrown out of 3 games in a row. Like
maybe one in like a couple of seasons. Never never 2 in a year. Never.
Yeah. And when we're talking about building program, building culture, building men, young men, that's alarming from Hurley. That's a little alarming.
Yeah. You gotta be better.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hurleys have always been kind of crazy. He's always been kind of crazy. Like you see his brother over there at ASU, he nuts.
Yeah.
Like they're both kind of whacked out, super emotional, which I think his players love because like he wants to win so bad.
Yeah.
But it can backfire at the same time. Or like you're not all right now. You're being too emotional where you're costing us the game.
What can you say if your center comes down and elbows somebody or he cusses out a ref? Now
Right. You set that
know
example at this point. Like you've been doing it all year. Like it's
yeah
gonna eventually trickle down to your players.
yeah.
So he has to be way more composed and be better. It helps when
Do
you're
you
winning to do that. But
we gotta address it. Do you think there's a
Mhm.
little remorse, a little regret? Cause I could be 12-9 with the Lakers right now.
No,
Okay.
I don't
So
think so.
you don't think any of that stems? You don't think it stems like none of that stems together? Or
I mean, no one's calling for his job at UConn. He
no,
might he could be getting a job call for it if he was for the Lakers at this point. Because people calling for his job at this point to this day. We're 12-9.
Yeah,
There's no winning as a Lakers coach. Unless you win the championship, there's no winning.
yeah.
There's always something you can do more, trade this, trade that. So you can't really win with the Laker fans. UConn, he's beloved regardless. He got 2 back-to-back rings. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be hard for him to
He's a legend.
fall out of good grace.
He's a college legend.
He'll all be a legend there. Like it's gonna be a lot for him to have to do to fall out of the good graces of all those fans over there. But he's spiraling right now. He can get it back with like just one good recruiting class next year. This team, they just can't guard like they could last year. Like they don't have those. They don't have the Castle. They don't have Clingan. They can't guard like that. They don't have those guys.
Their back end was so unique. I mean, having 3 not just footers, but girthy guys like
They can
big,
block shot, like blocking
big,
everything, and like you got Castle to any
Yeah.
guard in the country.
Yeah.
So like you lose that, you can't really replace that with freshmen. So it's gonna take some time. Now I'm not saying they can't get back to the tournament this year. It's 7 games in, we're fine, but they don't look as good right now. And I can only imagine how hard that practice was on Monday when they got back from that tournament. That practice was probably brutal.
Oh my god!
Them film sessions of him just screaming at folks, I couldn't imagine. Yeah. That's where you pay. That's where it pays to be a walk on. Hey, he ain't younger than me. I ain't do nothing wrong.
Right.
I didn't play this weekend. Like you don't cuss me out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I actually had a great scout practice.
I was doing my thing. I told y'all on the baseline.
Yeah, I told y'all that opposing 2 guard was about to.
I told y'all to get that on the out of bounds play to slide over. Y'all didn't slide over. That's what I told him. I told him, coach. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it goes when you walk on. Hey, don't get mad at me, man. I ain't do nothing. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, college basketball is rocking right now. Cooper Flag look good. He look real good over there at Duke. There's some good players up there, man. I think the draft next year is going to be it's going to be a good draft. It should be a very good draft class next year. I'm not saying that, and now looking at it now, this draft class we just had isn't too shabby. They're doing very well for themselves.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be an interesting college season. It's super early. I'm very excited to see for the new conferences and see how that mixes up.
Do we have any rookie of the year slate talk slated on here, or
we can add it for the 4th real quick? We'll throw it in there. Yeah. When we come back for the 4th, we'll do a little rookie of the year talk before we get into our little story bench cut stuff.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We'll be back in a second. We're going to 4th. Peace. 4th quarter, winning time. We are back at it. So before we get into our usual little start bench, pick your player segment, gotta do a little rookie of the year talk. Right now, I think it's a 2-man race.
Yep.
Jared McCain in Philly, and Dalton Connect, Westside Connect in LA.
Yeah.
Connect 4. I think for me early was Jared McCain. Like the first 10, 12 games, easy for me was Jared McCain. He was hooping on a team that had no stars. He was doing everything by himself. No Embiid, no Paul George.
Right.
Now they're terrible.
Yeah.
But for rookie, they're terrible right now. But in the past, that never was an issue for rookie of the year because most rookies go to bad teams. So like
you can win rookie of the year and win 12 games.
Exactly, that's common. So that can't be a factor.
Yeah.
Now Dalton Connect, I think is playing better on a bigger stage.
Yeah.
Which I think has to be put into perspective a little bit. He's playing with LeBron and AD on the Lakers, prime time every night, a lot more pressure to make shots, and he's making shots.
Yeah.
I think people are a little surprised how good he can put the ball on the floor and attack and stuff, but he did all that in Tennessee. I don't know what people are watching. So I like Dalton Connect a lot. It's right now it's 2-man race. It's too early. A lot of basketball to be played. I think Jared McCain has more 30-point games than Dalton Connect does, but
and that's where I wanted to get because you had when I was jumping on the Dalton Connect train early for rookie of the year, you were like, wait a minute,
slow down.
You're like Jared McCain, and you look at the game log, Jared got like some 36, 35, 32. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Because like you don't know because they're losing every night,
yeah,
and like
yeah, yeah,
Embiid
yeah,
and Embiid, when Embiid doesn't play, you're not on Twitter, you don't see the game. But
yeah.
he been playing over there, boy.
And
He been playing.
he plays both. He plays offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he talk his shit too. You know,
He shit.
he be like I be seeing hit the three. He go to the he look at the other team bench like, hey, y'all thought I was TikTok, huh?
Yeah, y'all
Like,
thought I was
yeah,
soft and shit with
yeah,
my
yeah,
nails painted. I'll give you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
sleep out here, but it's
He
basketball.
said, look. He said, look at him. All three. Look at him. Three ball. Look at him.
He's
But
tough.
I'm gonna give him the edge because you that was a great point you made early in the
Yeah.
season. I'm gonna give him the edge because he has had more spectacular rookie games.
Right.
Um, if Dalton keeps up what he's doing, like on his, like you said, on his stage,
Mm-hmm.
doing more or doing just as much with a little less opportunity
Right.
on the Lakers, I think
It's
that'll
gonna be
give him a nod.
right.
Um, but he's gonna have to average, probably about where his top games are in that 18 range,
Yeah. Yeah.
16
Yeah.
to 18,
Because I mean, at this rate, Jared McCain's gonna have more opportunities.
Yeah,
So this is
yeah,
what it comes down to. He's gonna have the ball in his
yeah,
hands way more, have more time to shine because they're 3-12. Like at this
yeah,
point, they're gonna be in a rebuilding stage in about 10 games.
yeah,
So I don't. Yeah. So it's gonna be that's the only thing that Jerry McCain kind of has going for him. That like he's on the worst team, he's gonna have more chance to. He might have a 40-point game this year because he'll shoot a 30. He'll shoot 30 times in one night because Paul George's gonna be out and Joe Embiid's gonna be out and this is by myself.
funny enough, Dalton damn near had one, which is crazy to say.
Exactly.
A
So
30, a
they don't
37.
get him up. They don't get
Yeah,
him up.
yeah,
They don't
yeah.
get him up, which I love.
But yeah, I'll give a slight edge to Jared. I'll give a slight edge to
Yeah.
Jared right now.
Yeah. It's early, like we said earlier,
Better
but
on defense as well. Better on defense,
yes,
which we
and on
don't
defense
always
as
look
well.
at that, but yeah,
Yeah, it's a good
yeah,
point.
yeah.
I like the Jared McCain Tyrese Maxey backcourt. I like it a lot.
I like that backcourt a lot. I
I like it
like
a
that
lot.
backcourt a lot.
They're
Interchangeable. Both have skill sets
shifty.
for the two guard, or if one want to run the
All
one.
all three levels, both of them, all three levels.
Oh man, man. And
That could be scary.
they just understand the game. They just understand the game.
It's a shame that Joel Embiid couldn't be healthy because
Man,
how good could they if he was healthy with or without Paul George, it could be a scary problem.
absolutely.
Like if they had all their pieces, bro, they could be a finals team.
Yeah.
Like, but they can't get it together.
They the only team that could really stand in the way of Boston. Like when you think about it,
On paper, especially.
on paper, until we see if the Cavs are for real.
Right.
They to bring it back a little bit. The Cavs, they had this great record, but they still have 2 losses to the Hawks,
Which is wild.
like,
Yeah.
it's head scratching, right?
So yeah.
Yeah.
They have those blips for sure.
Right. So you always have those classic things in the NBA where it's like, damn, that team, but I can't put them there because with Boston because they had, So yeah, if Philly was whole, man, that would be great.
That would be tough, man.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. All right, let me ask you another question. Right now, how everyone's playing, like December 3rd, who you taking right now? Anthony Edwards or John Morant? Who you taking? No, both phenomenal players. But we're talking about right now. I'm just curious because, like, I don't think we talk about John enough, and
I
all
agree.
the talk all season because he made a hell of a run in the Western Conference Finals, and it was all well deserved. All well deserved. But I think we forget about John, how good he is. So I'm just curious.
What? That's a real interesting question, man.
2 different positions. One's a true one the true two. So you're getting 2 different things.
And more of a combo.
Bigger.
You know what though? To your point, like just on the notion that I feel like Ja don't really get enough love. A lot of the attention on him has been on the negative aspects of suspension with the guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been holding Memphis down for a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Ja because he's been holding Memphis down for a little bit. And if we looked at what Memphis was before he got there, I mean, they were on a track to nowhere.
Right.
At least many had some. It wasn't a complete house, but it had some paint. It had a little you had cat. You had a poster up on the wall. You had
right.
All the bathrooms were remodeled, but you had a modeled bathroom.
Yeah, you had something going on. Yeah.
You had wigs.
Pieces.
Yeah,
you had pieces. It wasn't a full crib, but it could be a full crib eventually.
Yeah.
We're working our way up.
Ja came in with a dirt lot.
Ja came in with a dirt lot and built a fucking townhouse quick.
Yeah. So
Because I'm right there with you. I'm going with Ja as well. I think, like you said, because of the whole media stuff and the gun stuff, last couple of years, he's kind of been out of the limelight a little bit,
yeah,
which he kind of put himself into. But
yeah.
he's ridiculous. I mean,
And
I think he affects the game a little bit more than Ant does.
I was just gonna
Just
say,
because he's a better passer.
yeah,
But they're both crazy, especially in their own ways. I think I just like Ja's just the way he just can take over a game, like his aggression. Like when he gets in the air for them passes, he's little dump offs, boy.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
one thing about Ja that I think someone tweeted this the other day, they're like, "Why? How come Ant doesn't ever catch no lobs?" I'm like, he don't move well with the ball. That boy Ja move out that rock.
yeah, yeah.
Ja
He
moving
under
around a little more.
he has a little bit better understanding of team ball
Mm-hmm.
right now, to where it's like if you see Ant, a lot of teams are blitzing him and showing two and walling him up, and Ant hasn't really had all the answers to that right now.
Right.
This stage in his career, where Ja is a real point.
Right.
To where it's like you ain't finna just try
You can. Yeah.
you gonna get some stuff up trapping
Yeah.
John and stuff. He got dimes and stuff. So
Yeah.
uh
And
and like I
his handle is just way better. He's a true one.
he is true one. He's a true
He's
quick,
a true one.
a little more
Yeah,
jitterbuggy,
he has
Yeah,
a little more shift. Like
yeah,
and got shift,
yeah,
but Ja
yeah.
got a different kind of shift. Like
But if you show that too to end on the wing, he gonna pick it up, retreat.
right,
You know, okay, let's
right.
get back to it.
Yeah, Josh
Ja,
took that bitch
yeah, Ja, and
and
get
he
into the launch pad.
hugging that thing. Yeah, facts.
Yeah. But the main point I reiterate, Ja been doing this for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. How
Twen-
long he been in the league
20
for now? He been in the league for what, like what is it, 6, 7 year?
he was Zion's class, so that's like yeah, he
Let's
was
see.
Zion's
This
class.
is
That's 2018, I want to say.
29. He joined in 2019. So yeah,
Okay.
7th season. I want to say
Yeah.
6 or 7. So I think it's 6 actually. 6.
Six, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he's
He been doing this for a little wee bit.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
know, it's not really talked about because of like we say the other stuff, but you
That's
know,
facts. That's facts.
Memphis's recent success speaks for itself.
Facts.
And we're seeing many still kind of figure out their pieces to the puzzle. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think we're on the same boat with that one.
yeah.
All right. So we're both going with Ja. All right. This is a new one. I got a new one for you. Ready? This might take a little longer than our usual start bench cut. All right. Build your starting five from these zero-time All Stars. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Here's the list. You got Monte Ellis,
Okay.
JJ Redick, Richard Jefferson,
Got it.
Rudy Gay, Ibaka, Andre Miller, Lou Will, Shane Battier, Jay Smooth, Josh Smith,
Yep.
Big Al, Mike Bibby, Jamal Crawford, Stack, Lamar, Marcus Camby, JT, CJ. Wow, he ain't an all-star? Damn. Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin.
Dame was too busy crying for
Oh,
his. So you know,
oh,
so
facts.
yeah.
Kevin Martin, Corey Maggette, and Jonas Valanciunas. Random.
You said
He's
Kevin
random.
Martin.
Kevin Martin, yeah, and Corey Maggette, and
I would
then
have thought he would have
Jonas.
made one back then.
Me too. All
Now
right, so
I think
Bill, you're starting five. So I think it's just we got to go about position. I'm assuming, right?
yeah, I mean I'm gonna build a team. Now in the interest of time, I think I sent you this list before.
Yes.
So I had my mock up ready
Love it.
with this
Love it. I
team.
love that. I
It
love
took
that. Look at that. Prepared.
yeah, and I stewed on this for like 3 days, really. You know,
Okay. What you got?
I was coming back to it. So one, you know how I get down. Big Al is that's my first pick. We getting Big Al. We starting at the
Fair.
5. I got Big Al at the 5. It's
Okay.
my 0-time All-Star team. Big Al off that list, that's my 5.
Okay.
Now at the 1, I'm going Jason Terry. I'm going
Ooh.
Jason Terry at the 1. Something he did a little bit pre-Mavericks before with the Hawks, you know, a little more a little more might dunk, you know, might go coast to coast dunk, you know,
Okay. All right. I didn't see
fight.
that. I didn't see that one coming. All right. I like it.
Yeah, fire starter at the 1, you know, get hot real quick. On my wings, I'm going Steven Jackson,
Okay.
and Rudy Gay. Those are my wings. That's my however you want to say 2-3, 3-2. Those are 2, 6, 6, 8.
Yeah.
Get after it on both ends. And Stat gonna let you know too. Stat gonna let you know about it.
That's a great good call. Okay. I like it.
And another thing I like about Stat, I remember him from them Bobcat days. He's a zero-time All-Star, but whenever he played, Paul Pierce, Carmelo, Bron,
He'll get
Kobe,
up for them games. Yeah.
he would step up and he get his 20 and he'll fight and he'll be chirping. And so, zero-time All-Star, but he could play up to that level. And then at my 4, I'm going Lamar Odom.
I knew it.
I'm going
I
Lamar
knew you were
Odom.
going Lamar.
And right. He's gonna connect it all together.
It's funny because we have a similar starting 5, but to have some controversy, I'll change it up a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. For my 3, let's start with the 3 here. Okay. I like Rudy Gay, and I want to go to Rudy Gay, but I'm gonna go Richard Jefferson.
I like that.
And why is because people forget how good he was in New Jersey.
His Nets tape is crazy.
His Nets tape is insane.
If you saw his Nets tape, you'd be like, was he LeBron? Like, was he like
he was catching it. It helped to have Jason Kidd on your team to pass you the ball, but boy, was that man flying around the gym. Boy, man, he was tough. Okay, I'm going with him at my 3. Okay. At my 1, so I'm battling between how do I want my team to go? I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with Monte at my 1.
Wow.
Well, Monte, I love me a scoring guard. Buckets. I love me a scoring guard.
Buckets.
Scoring guard, got after it a little bit. Yeah. Just people don't talk about him enough. Great guard. Great guard.
And to the Stack point, he was another one of those guys when he played Cole, when he played, all them guys, D Rose. He wanted you to know he was there too.
Problem. Yeah. My 4, I'm gonna go with Josh Smith. I'm gonna go with Josh Smith.
Yeah, he was on my board.
The man sent the Clippers home that one year on the Rockets. Remember that game?
Yeah,
he was nuts. So I'm gonna go with Josh Smith.
A little ahead of his time.
He was high flyer.
Yeah.
So I got Monte. I got who was my 3? I said Jefferson,
RJ, Monte,
and then Jay Smooth. Okay, so I need my 2 and 5.
2 and 5.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm changing this back. I'm gonna dive Monte to my 2. Monte going to my 2.
Okay.
We're going small.
I'm slide him in his natural spot.
I'm going Andre Miller at the 1.
Man.
I'm going Andre Miller at the 1. Because people forget, set the table for everybody.
Yeah.
Because Monte can shoot 3, go to the lane, dunk on you. You got all kind of options. RJ lobs for days. Jay Smooth lobs for days. We're good there. For the 5,
y'all gonna run.
And for the 5, I gotta have a little defense. I gotta go Marcus Camby. Let me get Camby in there. Play a little, anchor the defense a little bit down low. Because Monte probably gonna get blown by a couple times because he's tired.
Yeah.
So I have Camby down there to help me out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gambled for steals a lot.
We're definitely gonna be a high scoring team. Defense might be in the top, in the bottom 15, but we're gonna be all right.
I like, man, that's a scary unit to run.
It's gonna be tough.
Marcus can be starting breaks, blocking shots, and getting
all right. So give me your 5 again. So give me your 5, and I'll give you my 5 one more time for the listeners. So everyone in the comments, give me your team, who you got winning.
Who win this game? We could say 7-game series.
Best game of 7 for sure.
Knockout, drag out.
100%.
I'm going. I had Jason Terry.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson, Rudy Gay, Lamar Odom at the 4, and Al Jefferson at the center spot.
Big Al, got you.
Yeah.
Bet I had Andre at the 1, Monte at the 2, RJ at the 3, Josh Smith at the 4, Camby at the 5. So that's gonna be a dog fight.
We cannot turn the ball over against that team. I don't really have a true 1. So that's gonna
but Andre's he's more in his prime. So he can pick up full. We got that.
Yeah.
I got another old Andre. I got the young Andre.
Yeah. Throwing lobs from half.
Facts. Well, shit, man. Well, y'all, another episode of 4 Quarters in the books, man. We're back at it.
We're back.
We're here. I think we're gonna hopefully have a guest. Hopefully next week. I hope we're bringing Jordan Jones on. That's the plan.
Something lined up.
Hopefully,
People busy, man. People just got renewed for seasons, man. For new,
Season 4,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Shout out Belair and the whole cast, man. Season 4 confirmed. The final and 4th season of one of the best shows on TV. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. Peacock,
Yes,
great
sir.
show. So yeah, Fourth Quarters Podcast, man. We're back at it. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, checking us out, giving us some time, and listening to our little podcast, Basketball Takes. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, like the channel, hit the little notification bell if you can. We'll let you know when we're posting more videos. Hopefully posting more down the line. Now that we kind of got a little setup going with our cameras and stuff at the house, we should be able to get the things running a little more smoothly. Might be doing some live shows down the line as well. Looking to doing that, trying to figure that out. So
some stream casts.
Yeah, some streamcasts, watch some games and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You guys kind of see how we talk about the games, live and stuff, because we definitely we're two basketball junkies over here. So you'll see how much we get into the game. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. TikTok people,
Keep going
follow,
on that TikTok. We got some more. We got some more clips coming as we go on.
Tomorrow, I'll have a whole bunch of stuff up from this week's pod. So we'll have a whole bunch of stuff coming up this week, y'all. So please follow, send to your friends, debate,
comment,
hit us in the comments.
Let us know if my squad's trash. Let me know.
Let us know, please, and let us know who you picking, because we would love to know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm Jake. That's Be Red. We'll catch you on the next one, man.
It's 4 Quarters Pod.
4 Quarters Pod, y'all. Peace.